Hi guys, what is up? It is Alex here with an episode of F1 Career Challenge. Now, as I said, I'm sorry about the screen in the last episode, and we've got it back to normal now. And it's the race at Imola, and I think it's the San Marino Grand Prix. And we're starting in last position with a dreadful qualifying. And now we're just going to have to look forward to the race and hopefully have a good one. We have a bad start, stalling slightly. Now away we go down to turn 1. Villeneuve's not having a great start. Loads of cars just going slowly, so we're going to just try and make sure we don't make any contact with anyone. Braking, slowing down a lot, 100 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour, what, 30 miles an hour, and then our teammate just stops in front of us, so once again making contact with our teammate, obviously not intentional. The car just stopped in the middle of the road when it really should have just been accelerating as there was no cars in front of him, but whatever, we're just going to keep going. And that corner is a corner that I've made so many mistakes out in this track. I just can't get it right whatsoever. It's supposed to be like a flat out corner, but I still get it wrong every single time. But we've moved up from 22nd to 14th position, and obviously I'm still learning to drive on this game, so I'm still trying to get the corners all right. You can see I still make mistakes like that. But obviously this is my third race back after like a 1.5 year break. A car in front of me is going off. I think that's Panis, and this is another corner I get mistakes through all the race. So here we go, trying to get the slipstream now. We're going to go for the move down the inside. Panis, an easy overtake there. Now this corner is pretty much flat out. Panis trying to cut the track to overtake me, but he gives back the position luckily. And now going into one of the penultimate corners on the lap. Fisichella in front of us going side by side. No, we were looking at the move and going side by side, but we didn't. And braking quite a bit through here to make sure we don't cut any corners and make sure we don't crash into anybody. But now the sort of chicane at the end of the lap, very, very hard to get right. And I don't think I did it actually wrong through this whole race. I think I got it about right. But now Fisichella is in front of us, going for the slipstream, going for the move down the right hand side, getting the move down into turn 1. And now we've got Hill in front of us, and this is for 8th position after a 22nd position start. And I did feel as the weekend went on, the Sauber was really improving as a car. I think it was about top 4 in terms of teams, so we should definitely finish in the top 8 in terms of pace. And I think we should have been really right up there with the fast teams like Ferrari and McLaren. But it does look like we're getting stuck behind the Benettons and the Jordans, and it's just a bit of a shame because we could have been a lot higher up and maybe even going in for the points. But that's probably a little bit unlikely. But I really wish we could have in this race because Imola is a really great track, even though I did make quite a bit of mistakes in this one. And the first 4 episodes you're going to see on this series, they're all going to be recorded right after each other. So I haven't really been improving over these last couple of races, and but that's only because I've been doing them one after each other. And hopefully in the next episode, as I said, we'll have some better pace, and hopefully we'll be able to go for more points. And I just really want to get in the top 10 in the championship in terms of points, because I really think my pace in the car is deserving of being there. And as we had such a good sort of, we're doing our Supers license that you wouldn't have seen, and we had a really, really good start to that, and we pretty much passed every single test very, very easily. And I think that's what the teams were looking for. And I think I got a good driver. I had Sauber or Benetton, or I can't remember the other one. I think it might have been Minardi. I'm not really too sure, but it was one of the really back teams that gave me a contract. I decided to go with Sauber just because I thought that was the best team to go for. It seemed to be the best. I was thinking, should I go for Benetton, should I not? But I think at the moment this is probably the right car for me. It suits my driving style quite well. And as you can see, that corner always messes me up. I always think I'm going to get it done, and then I just cut the corner by accident. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do in this sort of little series. Is it's been really hard to sort of learn to drive, because the PlayStation 2 controller and the car in games reacts really differently to F1 2012, F1 2011 and F1 2010. And if anything, it feels a bit like F1 2010, but the thing is, I haven't played that game in like 2 years, so I don't know what that's like. I've probably played this game earlier than I played F1 2010. Yeah, I thought we were doing quite well here, catching up with Hill. This would have been for a top 6 result, but I do think some people have pitted, so this wouldn't actually be for 6th. It would be about 8th or 9th probably. We're going down the inside of Hill, making the move stick. Great move there, getting in the slipstream beforehand, and just getting the position done, which is obviously the thing I wanted to do. And now I got Wirtz in front of us, and you may have heard of him. He raced for Williams, and I think he raced for maybe McLaren for a couple of races. I'm not really too sure. I think he was their test driver, but he's been helping out Williams lately, I think, in the real Formula 1. But you can see then, back in 1999, he was racing for Arrows, I think that was. But now, loads of people are pitting, so that's jumped us up to 3rd position behind Barrichello, and Hill is still right behind us. And I think this might be our pit lap, I'm not too sure. I think it's either 4 or 5. And now getting this corner nearly right, still once again cutting it. I still can't get it perfect. I'm going to definitely need some driving tips down in the comment section, guys. If you still play this game, which I'm probably a couple of you would actually still do, I'd appreciate if you can just tell me how to improve on driving in this game. Is there anything I can do to really improve, or is it just practice makes perfect in this situation? But on lap 4, and trying to catch up to Barrichello, but I think he's in the, I can't remember, is it the Stewart or the, I don't think he was in the Ferrari at this point. I think he's still in the Stewart, and we're going to try and catch up to him, but he's doing a great race, and he's up in second, obviously. I think some people might be ahead of him because of the pit stops, but we'll see how that figures out in a second. And just coming on the round to the last couple of corners of lap 4 now, and I don't know whether this is going to be our pit lap. It's one of these couple of laps, and I was really thinking, should I try and get away from Hill, or what's happening, because I don't know whether Jordan's really any faster than us, and obviously no pit for us in this lap. Now running wide onto the curb on the outside, trying to get a good run through here, not really getting it very well, and now coming across the line, and we're actually going to be leading the race for one lap, just like we did in one of the earlier races. And you know, that was quite lucky. I think it was actually Australia, our first race, that we were actually leading, and we came out just ahead of Schumacher. Schumacher's leading the race from Barrichello by the looks of it. And here we go, you can see on your screen now, lap 5 is going to be our pit-in lap, and we're going to try and pull away from Schumacher, a 3.4 second gap here, and we're going to see whether we can pull that away and hopefully get a good pit stop, a nice clean pit stop. And actually something I will be trying to do is that you actually get points from each race. Like, you don't really get points, but you sort of get artificial points, and you can spend these points on things like alternative helmets, maybe an engine upgrade, a brake upgrade, and you know, stuff like environmental car, improved reliability, traction control, perfect pit stop, all that sort of stuff. And I do think the biggest thing that I'm losing out on at the moment is the pit stop. So I'm probably going to be buying some perfect pit stop sort of items for the next race at Monaco, and let's see how that goes. It's going to be a crazy race in Monaco, and we'll just see what happens there. There's probably going to be a huge crash, and it's not going to be easy for me to learn around there, but I'll just be happy if I can come out of Monaco with like a top 20 result, and which should be easy. But here we are going into pit lane, and pretty slow into pit lane, nothing special. And you see we don't even need to break down to the pit limit here because we're going already 47. Now going down to 12 to the pit, and we go to the 7. We all seem to do that just a little bit too much. Now they're all changing the tyres, refueling my Sauber, and we should be out on the track very, very shortly. Gear up, and we should be like, well, look, we're only in 5th position here, dropped to 6th there. And no, we stall the engine, just a bit too eager on the X button, and we stall the engine, and that cost us another 12 seconds or so. And you can see the car is just so slow. I can't believe I did it. I was so annoyed with myself at the time. And accelerate now. I can see that we just get out ahead of the car behind us in the pit stops. Now coming out of the pit, and we're going to come out just in front of 14th position. It's going to be very close. He backs off when he sees me come across the track. Now Salo's the car in front of us. Are we going to be able to get past him? I can't remember what car he's driving. It might be the Toyota actually. But yeah, we're going to try and get past him in one of the corners shortly. And it's not the Toyota, that might be the BAR. I can't remember when Toyota came in. It might have been 2002, 2001, something like that. But now we've got to catch up to him and get past him. And now, obviously, after that bad pit stop, we're going to definitely try and do something like a top 10 result. That's going to be really hard, but I'm going to try and do it because, you know, that's going to be sort of the aims. Even if I have a bad day, I'm going to still aim for myself to go and get some good result out of it. And obviously, in the top 6 get points. So whatever happens, I'm not going to really get in the points because I lost my opportunity by stalling in the pit lane. And now getting a slipstream, really great run on Salo, ran the outside, move up to 12th position. Now through here, really, really fast. I think we didn't even lift through there. Great racing there, and good move on Salo, and flat out through the little chicane there. And obviously you couldn't do that in real life, but the physics in this game aren't exactly perfected. But obviously this is like a 11-year-old game, something like that now. It's really, really old. And Fisichella is the car in front of us now, driving the Benetton, I think he is. And we're just going to try and fly through these couple of corners. And that was a pretty nice turn. I think I don't know what turn it is, but it's the last turn. And then we had yellow flags, now green flags. Fisichella 4.2 seconds ahead of us. Are we going to be able to catch him? We're going to try our biggest and our best to get up to the back of him and overtake him. But the Benetton I think he's driving is a pretty fast car, so that's going to be hard to overtake. But through here, we're going to try our most to go flat through here. Oh, we still make a mistake through it. I think that's 4 out of the 7 laps. We've made a mistake through that corner. And it's lucky that we're not going to have to go through that corner for quite a long time now, because obviously next season we'll come back through there. And hopefully with a better team. I hope to move up to one of the top 5 teams. I think at this point Sauber was like 6th or 7th. But I'm not really too sure. I can't really remember at that point. We'll have a look in the constructor standings from 1999. I think this is after this race. And what's this? Fisichella is just so far ahead of us. We gained about a second on him. And this is going to be the craziest run through the chicane here. Flat out, hitting both the apexes. An absolutely crazy run through there. And actually gaining so much time on Fisichella. You can see the gap now is only physically down to about 1 second. Locking up a little bit going into there. But now we've got a couple of corners left. Are we going to get past Fisichella? It looks like a bit of a long shot, let's be honest, unless he crashes or something. But yeah, that's a bit of a long shot, isn't it? But definitely a great last lap there. Really enjoyed that last lap. And that might, if we had that lap in qualifying, we might have had a great position in quali and maybe had a better race out of it. But after that lap, we gained 3 seconds on Fisichella. Only, well, I think it was 0.9 at the end of that to Fisichella. So a great race, guys. Apart from the little sort of hiccup in the pit stop, I really enjoyed that one. And we'll come back in Monaco, hopefully with an even better race. So see you there, guys. Hopefully we'll have a great race then. And it's good to see that the image is fixed for this one. So yeah, have a wonderful day. Hit that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.